Hello, folks. This is your host, Tammy Tuckey, and you are now listening to the Tiara Talk Show. We bring you rare interviews with the makers of Disney magic. Whether they be singers, actors, Imagineers, animators, they have all made their mark on the Disney name. Be sure to check out the show notes, other episodes, contests, our social media pages from Facebook to Twitter, and more on our official website at www.thetiaratalkshow.com. Are you looking to plan and book an upcoming Disney vacation? Contact the Tiara Talk Show's official travel agent, James from Destinations in Florida, by visiting destinationsinflorida.com/tiara for a free quote. The link is also included in the show notes on our website. All guest opinions are theirs and theirs alone and do not represent the opinions of the Tiara Talk Show or the host. The Tiara Talk Show is not associated with the Disney Company. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode. And from all of us here at the Tiara Talk Show, have a hoop-de-doo day. I'm excited to welcome this week's Tiara Talk Show guest, singer Raquel Herring, to the show. Welcome, Raquel.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, very, very excited. I'm a big MMC fan, so it's great to have another MMC cast member on the show. And before we get into the MMC, I'd love to hear about how you got into the entertainment industry to begin with.
How did I get into the entertainment industry? Well, my mom got me into it. I started singing at the age of 7. And I started doing that professionally and acting, and I was at the Children's Theater. So I was busy. Right after school, I was busy all the time developing and working on being an entertainer, I suppose. So that's how I got started. And then getting on the MMC, just auditioning for, they did a national search for kids for this show, and then they picked me.
But you were there on the MGM Studios heyday because this was big. There were movie stars coming in and out all the time. It was a very live production theme park.
Right.
Who did you get to meet, here and there or accidentally run into?
Oh, man, a lot of people. I remember a parade. And from there we got to meet the Cosby Kids. We got to meet... some other, there was a lot of big actors. I can't remember their names to really say, who they are, but we met a lot of people.
And it must have been a lot of fun to kind of sneak in onto some theme park attractions when you're supposed to be filming something at some point or going to school, We
did. Lindsay and I kind of hung out a lot when I was there, and we would get on the go-karts. And golf carts, and we went on the set of, it was just the house, like the front of the house of the Golden Girls. And we would just drive around that area because they had a few other houses, and we would drive around that area. But then, one time, a tour bus was coming. We were like, oh no! So we can't get caught. And oh my gosh, we were running over the flowers, running over everything, trying to get off the lot so no one would see us. It was hilarious. That I'll never forget.
When was the last time you actually got to walk down the New York City street and head back behind the scenes into these different sound stages for the MMC?
Oh, I once I left, I never went back. I think I went back for Lindsay's birthday party, but I didn't do any touring or anything, and that's the last time I ever went back.
It was always fun to see you guys put together different skits and then also do the latest in music.
Yeah.
What were those rehearsals like for you guys? How long did it take to get a song number down?
Maybe about, I think we would spend a week recording, getting ready for the shows for the following week to record them. I love the work that's involved. I love everything that's involved to getting to the set, to getting to the actual performance. So I just love that part, and I think we would really take the week before, and then we would record that full week. And then, when those shows are airing, I think then we record the next week. I'm not quite sure how it went, but I vaguely remember that's how it went. So it took a lot of work. It was a lot of work to get prepared, and you had to learn quick.
And it was a family there because you're all relying on one another to get the skit done, get it completed in the can so it can get on air. And so I heard there was also a pie fight. Were you involved in the big pie fight?
Oh my gosh. I think they just had it where we could just do this. Like they set it up where we could they had all these pies ready where we could just have a pie fight. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Like, who gets to do that? I remember the whole thing. It was like a big room, I think. And we were, like, I haven't seen the video, but from what I can remember, it was a big room and they just had pies for us and we went crazy. Unless it was outside. It was outside or a room. And we just went nuts. And it was everybody, though. I think the production, everybody was involved.
It looked like you guys had a ball, and you've been doing so much since MMC. Why don't you talk about your latest project? Do you have a new album out right now?
Yes, right now I have an album out called Always Count on You. And it's just a compilation of songs about the Lord. It's Christian music, and I really love it. I really wanted to quit music, but this was like my entry, my back into music thing. So this was my first album back into it, and Always Count on You. I couldn't write before. Like, I didn't like anything I wrote before. I was like, oh my gosh, and people would, I was signed to record labels, to some major labels, one, and then, get away from there and go to another one. But anyway, I was signed to a few major labels, Universal and Warner Brothers. And, they will always try to get me to write, but I was like, I can't write. Like, I don't have that. Like, what you're trying to get me to do, I don't even understand how to even start to do it, And, but I was always getting pushed to do it, but it was never happening. And it wasn't until like I say, I was trying not to do music anymore, but I felt like, oh my gosh, I better do it because I cannot get any rest. I felt like it was just growing on the inside of me, and I did not want to do this. I was like, no, Lord, please, I don't want to do it. But once I submitted to doing music again, I was able to write songs. I was like, whoa, this is amazing. And I just wrote one song after the other. And like, I didn't even know what track I would write to. I didn't know what I would be saying. It was just like at that moment, and I just start writing it with harmonies and melodies. This is what I do. Like, I write. I never would have thought that.
But before we end our interview, I want to make sure I open the floor to you to talk about any new projects you have, other projects besides the album, and also your social media pages so our listeners can go ahead and follow you.
Cool. Well, yeah, my website is raquelherring.com, RAQUEL, Herring, HERRING.com. I am working on a few new projects. I'm working on a Christmas album. And so I'm really excited about that because this will be my first time ever doing the Christmas song. So I'm excited. I have a birthday song that, it's funny. Someone wanted me to write them a personal birthday song. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. I never did that before. And oh my gosh, I love it. So I'm like, well, might as well, put this out, change a few things. And, this is the new birthday song for people to have, So I have that. I'm also working on some more new Christian songs. I'm really excited about this new direction that I'm going in. I'm so excited about it. So it really gets you up and dance. It really get you up and dance and praise the Lord and just have an awesome time doing that as a community, fellowshipping with each other. And I have videos that I'm shooting for that, those songs. And I have a lot that I'm doing. So like, you do it because you're doing it from the heart. And like, I just did it because I know it was what I was to do. I felt like I was called and commissioned to do it.
Spreading the joy.
Yes, spread the joy.
Speaking of joy, let's end with 3 Disney-themed questions I always ask my guests. I call them the Fab 3. Okay. So we'll start with the Donald one, which is, as a child, what Disney film was one of your favorites to see in the movie theaters?
I think Pinocchio.
And our goofy question, what Disney character do you think would be your best friend if you met them in person?
Mickey Mouse, of course.
Speaking of Mickey, our Mickey question. If I asked you to name any Disney song at this very moment, what immediately comes to mind?
It would be the theme song from the Mickey Mouse Club.
Thank you again for coming on the show, and hopefully we'll have you back on to promote your Christmas album. I can't wait to hear that too.
Okay, I'd love to come back. Thank you so much. This was an awesome interview. I so appreciate it.